Hi George.
Hi Mo.
Welcome to Studio 2.
Thank you.
And what brings you here this time?
Well, at this point we're going through all the old music from the very beginning. The very first thing we ever did, long before we came to Abbey Road, we recorded That'll Be the Day in a studio in Liverpool. It was just a place you go in and go straight onto disc, and we paid for it ourselves. And we're compiling an album which could be around 6 CDs or 3 doubles, and it's going really from A to Z, or Z if you show it in America, and we're compiling all that stuff to go along with the TV program of the anthology of the Beatles.
So is this resurrecting the actual old records themselves?
It is. We're trying to put on more or less something from every period, whatever, and all the stuff that's never been heard before. And in cases like now, what we've done is we've sifted through the early tapes, but you see a lot of the early tapes which were done in mono, the only tapes remaining are the actual masters. All the outtakes were thrown away long before people thought we were any good. And now we're up to the 4-track tapes. The 4 tracks started with, what was it? This Boy and I Want to Hold Your Hand. And then Can't Buy Me Love we're up to. Can't Buy Me Love, which was February 1964. And the thing about those, they've got all the outtakes on them. So what we're trying to do is compile all the songs that people know from Love Me Do to the End of Abbey Road. If any of those songs are included, which many of them will be, they'll all be completely different take, or a different version to the one that's normally been available.
With embarrassments and all, or not?
Yeah, well, I mean, we keep hearing of funny little bits between the takes, you know. I mean, there's just a bit there where it breaks down, Can't Buy Me Love breaks down, and John just says, I dropped me plectrum. You know, it's so funny. So, I mean, all those little bits, we'll probably compile a segment just of, you know, the nonsense stuff.
And of all the studios you've gone to listen to them, you came to Abbey Road.
Well, that's, yeah, I mean, there's an obvious reason for that, and that is because the tapes are locked in a security vault in Abbey Road. And so it makes sense, obviously, to listen to them here than go carting them all around the city. It's a great room, because from the very first session we did here, which was before Ringo was in the band, we were here in, I think he said it's June 1962. And we set up right here, where the end of that piano is, and right in this area, and we recorded Love Me Do with Pete Best. Now that version we're using on here because there's been the version when we came back, I think in October of that year, 62. We got Ringo in the band, but George Martin didn't know about Ringo, and he'd hired a session drummer. That's the famous story, is that he put out the single without Ringo playing on it, and then all the versions that came out after that, like the album, Ringo's playing on it. So now we're going to put out the version with Pete Best on it, because it never did come out.
Excellent. What do you remember about first coming in this building or this room, and any special observations?
Well, it was pretty awesome coming in the building as a whole, because it was only the second time I think we'd been in a proper recording studio. In those days there were only a few record companies anyway, and Decca and Pi and EMI, I think. And for us, we'd been in Decca studio, we did an audition, which is also going to be on the anthology. But those Decca tapes, we got turned down, and they instead hired Brian Poole and the Tremolos. That's the famous story. And somebody said to Brian Epstein, guitar groups are on the way out, Mr. Epstein, and that was probably the biggest error in the music history. So, but coming in was pretty awesome, but George Martin kind of made things as easy as possible for us. I just remember I had a black eye. We took a photograph there with all the guitars stacked up, I had a black eye. That must have been the second trip back, because we just got Ringo in, and I got the black eye because people were shouting about get Ringo out, Pete Best, Ringo never, Pete Best forever. And anyway, and also that we did so many takes of Love Me Do with these. In those days we never had light gauge strings, and used to have to really high action and very heavy gauge strings, and it was after take 20 it was pretty hard on the fingers.
Fantastic. And what are you doing now? What is you mentioned earlier that there's a take with John on. Can you tell me about that?
Well, we're going to go through from the very first sessions right through till the end of our career, but actually, the end of the Beatles' career. But just earlier this year, and at February last year, that's 1994, we recorded 2 new songs. They were songs that John had written. One of them is called Free as a Bird, and they were just on cassette, and him playing the piano and singing the song. Free as a Bird wasn't complete. He never had written or finished writing the bridge section to it. And Paul and I we wrote the lyrics to the middle part, and we routined the song and actually changed a chord or two here and there. More or less the stuff you'd do anyway with each other in the earlier days. And we put down a track, made a totally new record, and put John back into it, his voice singing. We've just done that again with another song called Real Love. So there's 2 brand new songs which are complete Beatles. We did consider doing something just the 3 of us, but this way it's better, because then it is the 4 of us, it's the complete Beatles. And there he is, Mr. Lennon. Yeah.
That's lovely. Are you pleased with it? Are you happy?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the thing that's the most pleasing is that we're all friendly again. I mean, we had some turbulent years in the meantime, but it's just fun to have your old friends back again.
Fantastic.
Okay,
George,
thank you.
very much.
Okay.
Thank you.